there guys, this is Kerian Halcyon, back on Halcyon Industries, and today I've decided to kind of do a follow-up video with my last video. So in the description for my little starfighter, the Siafu showcase, I indicated that there was a video that I had watched that was made by one of my favorite space engineers YouTubers named Wasted Space. And he's recently been doing he's been returning to kind of a build a fleet videos. He actually tried to do build a modular carrier at one point, but now he's actually going to do some actual build a fleet videos for some of the stuff that he's for some of the new. God, I've lost my train of thought. He's doing a series of build a fleet videos that is pretty much in preparation for when when planets come out. It's just like kind of building a fleet so that he's got all that kind of set up. I don't really know where I'm going with this. Anyway, I've decided, I was inspired by that video, and so I just thought that I might as well give it a try myself. So that's kind of what we've got here. These are, except for the Siafu right here that I have built, these are all of my exploration mode themed builds that I built of all of my fighters that I've wanted to build over the past, and that I currently have posted on the workshop. You can take a look at my workshop page. I'll have a link to that in the description. And all of these exploration mode fighters are available there. They're all survival ready. They just need to have the equipment all set up, and they're all relatively ready to go. I like them. They all look really cool. They're kind of small to be real starfighters. At some point in time in the future, when planets do come out, when atmospheric atmospheric thrusters are released, I'm going to probably end up redoing these again and making them bigger, so they're actual like life-size fighters. Like if they were in comparison to like an F-14 or some other similar fighter craft, this is like barely even half the size. This assassin bug right here would barely even be half the length of one of those, and so that probably wouldn't be able to fly at all in an atmosphere. These are mostly based off of the design for the fighter in, the King Software House main fighter. In fact, actually, I could just hit tab here real quick and pull that up. I kind of named it. I have it here readily available just in case. As you can see, they're kind of almost the same size. The Assassin Bug's just a little bit bigger. The Siafu is about the same length, a little bit wider. Dragonfly is bigger. Antlion's the same size. Yeah, that's kind of how I set them up. And so I'm probably going to end up making these even bigger, but for the time being, I'm just going to focus on the current scale that I have right now, which is just kind of like this general size. What I'm doing is, I'm going to take some of these that I really like. I'm probably just going to end up doing the Assassin Bug next, the Dragonfly, and the Antlion. I'm going to just leave the Ladybird as it is. I really am not sure where I was going with that one. And I'm going to remake them using mods, kind of the way that I wanted them to be, so that they're much more flyable, that they're a lot faster, a lot cooler, have a higher acceleration rate, have more variety in the way of weapons, so they kind of fit more specialized roles. If you look at the Siafu, for example, and the Antlion, they're pretty much the same exact ship, except that one's got more Gatling guns and is darker in color. There really is no difference between the two of them. Also, the Halcyon has the weird setup I have here with sensors, whereby if you fly next to another ship, it'll detect it so that you have an early warning system. But that's pretty much the only thing that it has this different. So essentially, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and build my own fleet. That is my plan. I'm going to build a fleet from the ground up. I'm starting with starfighters because that's kind of the easiest thing that I've got. They're the one kind of spacecraft that I really know how to do, and the ones that I can actually get to look right. Like if you look at the Siafu, it looks nice and sleek. It looks really really cool, nice and tiny. It's got the weapons where it needs to be. Like the Assassin Bug, that one's relatively nice. The Dragonfly looks almost like an X-wing. But then you get bigger, like the Ladybird, it looks like It's an ugly. It's one of those things that you would call an ugly. And, yeah, uglies are never fun. They are never fun. Oh, I forgot what oh, that's right, that's where I put the rockets. Yeah. Ugly and inconvenient. It's probably gonna be one of those ones where I'm gonna scrap it, but I don't know. I kind of like the Ladybird's kind of design for a heavy. It's supposed to be a heavy fighter, and so that's kind of what I got. Although it looks less like a fighter and more like a Star Trek shuttle. In other words, I still think that they're ugly. Doesn't matter. I'm actually a Star Trek fan, and I think that the ship design in that series is just ugh. But that's a completely different video, completely off subject. So yeah, that's my plan. I'm going to be building my own fleet. I'm going to make showcase videos on them every so often. I'm going to release individual, smaller, thankfully less rambling showcase videos for the individual ships. And then what I'm going to do is I'll probably make a single video that represents the next step that I have in that showcase bit and what I'd like to hear from you guys as far as future ships are considered. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys like it or not? Leave a comment. Be sure to like or subscribe if you want, and I'll see you next time. Till then, it's been Kerian Halcyon, still rambling, me out.